What up, my dudes, and welcome back to another Movie Monday. So this week, I'm talking about a movie that is by Wes Craven, and to me, it's forgotten because nobody ever talks about it. Mind Ripper from 1995. I flippin' love this movie. This movie is like a mashup of like sci-fi meets like the bit of horror meets like, you know, it's bananas. It's all over the place, and it's like so entertaining. Now, my thing was, I go on IMDb, they gave it a 3.9. And when you kind of like look into the movie, everyone's like, that was such a flop, and like, this is awful. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, I think, let's be real, I think I have fairly decent taste when it comes to horror movies. And I think this is a great horror film, / like sci-fi creature film. Anyways. We'll get to the premise first. So Mind Ripper is all about these dudes who are like working in like sand dunes or whatever, in like bunkers, and they're creating a virus. Now, what happens is one of their guys is almost dying, and they're like, well, if he's gonna die, we may as well try reviving him with our virus thing, right? Right? So you got that like reanimated vibe to it. So of course they inject him. In the meantime, you find out that the big doctor is back at home with his teenage kids who are all full of angst because it's the 90s. And he gets a call, and he's like, what do you want? And they're all like, oh my god, we injected this guy with the virus. It's not okay. Come back. And he's like, no, I don't want to come back. And they're like, come back. And he's like, okay. So he ends up getting his teenage kids to come with him, right? Yeah. So you got like that 90s kind of like girl and her boyfriend and like the brother, like the stoner, the jock, and like the hot babe. Like tropes. Like Wes Craven tropes. You guys get it, right? Anyway, so you have them all flying down this little plane that's like getting there. And they go in, and it's basically chaos. Because this dude's injected with this virus, and what is he turning into? Like this superhuman freaking thing, and he's got things that come out of his mouth, and it eats your brains. Mind Ripper. Anyways, so this movie's all about, you know, this doctor and his family going back in there and trying to save whatever team is left, and just basically like shut down this project because obviously this guy's not okay. This is a virus. We can't let it get out. Blah blah blah. Anyways, it is so good, and again, what boggles my mind is that there's so much hate against this film. So, I want to know, my dudes, are you pro Mind Ripper or are you no Mind Ripper? I want to know how you guys feel about this one. Because, honestly, this movie brings me back this wave of, like, amazing emotions. In a sense, like, The Thing warms my heart. And you have this dynamic of a bunch of dudes trying to isolate, you know, this whatever the hell's going on, this virus in a bunker. So you have a bit of that dynamic, right? And then you have this Day of the Dead dynamic of like that one dude who's like Joe Pilato, who's like, yo, you better stay here and listen to me, like I'm chief of whatever, and like, you know, like in a bunker, and they're all like, nah, screw you, like fighting scientists and stuff. And then you also have this beautiful reanimator. Like, that's, like, the main thing, right? Like, they're trying to shove this virus in him and makes him come back, but obviously doesn't work. And then you have this element of The Fly, of this, like, ongoing transition, and, like, you feel empathy for him, too. Like, they let you feel empathy for the Mind Ripper. I think the only issue with this film, let's be real, the only issue is the fact that the name is Mind Ripper. I mean, I think that's a really hardcore, awesome name, but you never really see people's minds get ripped. You know what I'm saying? I think they would have had to think of a better name. Now, I'm on the spot right now, and I don't know what I would have named it. But yeah, if you guys get any suggestions, I would love to hear them. I'm like, no, I got nothing. Usually I'm good on the spot, but absolutely not. Anyways, guys, I want to know again whether you loved it, whether you hate it, whether you think it should be forgotten, or like legit brought back. Because I mean, it's so good. The practical effects are so good. Literally, he's like this like dude who just keeps getting more jacked. He's like Thor. He's like hey, I'm all beefy. And then he just starts getting, like, this wicked brow line. His bald cap is wicked. He goes from, like, long hair dude to, like, you never know. Like, they do a really good job. And, like, yeah. Oh, it's so good. Anyways. Let me know what you guys think. If you're subscribed, thank you guys so much. Guys, if you aren't, yo, get on that. You could be watching shenanigans like this guy being made. This is my new Goosebumps mask. It's new. This is my Freddy. He's waiting to get ready. Got my Jeepers Creep. I got all kinds of shenanigans always going on here. So, anyways, you guys have a wicked week. I'm already 5 movies deep into recommendation day for this week. Bear with me, guys. I've been, like, hardcore creating because I got all these shows coming up, and I'm just like, focus. Anyways, we'll see you guys soon. Bye.